Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
Welcome to Overwatch Central. So we quite often get a lot of people ask us to cover more Overwatch lore. We have made a couple of videos in the past going over certain characters and map lore and stuff like that, but we simply don't have the time to research and get everything 100% right, as well as do all of our other videos and streaming it and so on and so forth.
So we decided to sort of partner up with some old friend of ours, Danchir and Kurze from Low Mana. They do a lot of lore videos. They're kind of known for their Overwatch series, talking about lore for all the heroes. And in this one, we kind of want to talk about May and Ecopoint Antarctica. We're gonna let Kurze take it away, and we hope you enjoyed this video. It's got a lot of nice little sort of Easter eggs in there and things you might not have noticed on Ecopoint Antarctica. So make sure to watch and listen carefully, because there's a lot of cool little bits and bobs in there.
May has always been one of the least developed characters in terms of lore and backstory in the Overwatch universe, vying for the title of Most Unknown alongside D.Va, Lucio and Zarya. With Ecopoint Antarctica, we finally get a little bit more insight into this enigmatic scientist, her life as part of Overwatch and beyond. As we already know from her bio and blog, Mei Ling Zhu was a world-renowned climatologist, responsible for numerous advancements in the field of climate manipulation, while also assisting in development of cryostasis units for space travel. As Overwatch grew in scope, they began expanding outwards into different fields, and with strange and unexplained climate phenomenon ravaging parts of the planet, teams of dedicated specialists and new eco-points, climate-focused versions of the already abundant watch points, were commissioned. Due to her expertise, May was among those recruited into the multi-year study, and while it's unclear just how long she spent with Overwatch prior to her field assignment, it was long enough to get to know at least some of the members that are still around to this day. May was assigned to Ecopoint Antarctica along with 5 other agents, each Ecopoint designed to be as self-sufficient as possible in terms of on-site knowledge due to their remote locations. Consisting of several buildings around a central courtyard, the Ecopoint had everything that the team would need to investigate the area around them, from a tracked exploration rover through to a helicopter perched on the cliffs above. Each department had their own building, from engineering through to climatology, along with crew quarters with some much needed R&R facilities. There are some nice touches in this last one, from the table tennis table, the computerized chessboard, and the presumably programmable wall screens, currently set to Channel Paradise. With that as a setting, why would you set it to anything else? At some point, a sudden, unexpected, and, from the evidence we see around the base, extremely potent polar storm struck the Ecopoint and the linked communications tower located some distance outside of the facility. The tower was seemingly badly damaged, cutting off all communications with the outside world, Overwatch included. It would appear that the storm lasted far longer than anyone could have predicted. While the team appear to have been acutely aware that their comms relay was broken, they do not appear to have either been able to fix it, or perhaps, more likely given other evidence, they were never able to even reach it. They did after all have an engineer in McCready who was presumably skilled in the maintenance of all key systems, and there's even a doodle from May indicating the need to repair the tower. It appears that as a group they made the decision to wait out the storm, relying on their stash of supplies to last them until it ended. Only the end never came. With supplies running out, they made the call to enter the 6 cryostasis pods and wait for rescue. The presence of the pods at all is an interesting one. Did they expect to have to use them? It seems like an extreme inclusion if they were for emergency only, so in what other capacity would they have been given them? Given they had a helicopter, the fact it's Overwatch branded shows it's from that period and not more recent, the storm must have been catastrophic for them to take stasis as their last option. In the days between the storm first hitting and the stasis decision, May left a number of pages scattered throughout the base that give us a little more insight into her character. These range from what looks like a design for Snowball, her drone, a list of remaining supplies, of which there are very few, a birthday message to herself, which is a little odd, a drawing of Winston mixed with Sun Wukong, which shows she knew him before the fall, and most interestingly, a note taped at the 3D mapping table that is looking into the cause of an anomaly nearby. While May speculates as the cause being one of global warming, unexplained phenomenon, presumably the one they were sent to investigate, or aliens, the fact it is still showing on the table may go some way to explain why the serious climate issues worsened while she was in stasis. The loss of all of her teammates is the saddest aspect on the map, but again, it gives us some insights. Apara, for example, is to my knowledge the first evidence of Numbani existing as a separate city-state even back in the days of Overwatch, which hints that it was built relatively soon after the crisis. Quite why her teammates died though is more interesting. If you're going to have stasis pods as your final option, you're going to equip the base with adequate power. To this end, we see panels referencing both batteries and solar arrays. The first of these are low, but crucially not empty, though the arrays are damaged. Therefore, it's worth pointing out that the other 5 pods all state malfunction, not power loss. What type of malfunction? And caused by what? The large windows to the cryonics room are broken, but surely that wouldn't impact on the pods. Finally, why weren't the team rescued? This occurs occurred during the time of Overwatch, so there are 3 theories in play, one slightly more tinfoily than the others. Firstly, the storm and loss of contact happened around the same time as the fall of Overwatch, so there was simply nobody there to notice they stopped communicating. Secondly, there was no regular contact arrangement. Seems irresponsible and unlikely for something as big as Overwatch, but possible. Finally, whatever broke the array and caused the anomaly spoofed contact back to Overwatch, and so nobody was ever aware of any issue. This last is what I would usually place under the insane theory column, but there are bits and bobs that lend credence to it. When May awoke, all Ecopoints had ceased to function, and all of the research any of them had done was lost. Being shut down makes sense given Overwatch's fall, but losing all research seems odd, unless they all met with similar fates to Antarctica. Beyond that, the anomaly itself, and the fact nobody could explain any of the climate phenomena the Ecopoints were created to investigate, suggests a more malevolent will behind them. After all, this was a society that could design, build, and then defeat a self-improving robotic army, colonize the moon and populate it with scientists and intellectually advanced gorillas, and build whole cities out of hard light. All of this plays into Sombra's conspiracy web, but as I said, still very much all tinfoil hat level speculation. Thanks for watching this look into the lore behind Ecopoint Antarctica, what it means for May, and what it could mean for the Overwatch world as a whole. Also, many thanks to Miska and Ryan at Overwatch Central for hosting. If you're interested in more Overwatch lore, please feel free to check out our channel. Until then, I've been Kurze, see you next time.
And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks to Kurze for giving us all this information on Ecopoint Antarctica. For more Overwatch lore and story, then do check out Nirvana and do check out their Lore Watch series on their channel. You can find it on screen now and in the description below. Also as well, a big shout out to Metro, who was in one of the games that Miska was in to get the footage. He was super nice and let Miska walk around the map to get some of the footage that you have seen on screen now. Thanks again for watching. Do let us know if you want to see more stuff like this, and until next time, take care and we'll see you then.